Deepti Galaron joins me on the set to take a look at what the papers have been saying today. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
Still lots of focus on the war in Ukraine, with particular focus on those airstrikes in western Ukraine, not far from Poland, which left dozens of people dead over the weekend.
That's right. Russia provokes NATO. That's how one Polish paper put it on its front page today. Those deadly airstrikes on that military base came dangerously close to the Polish border, just 20 kilometers or thereabouts, in fact, according to this Polish paper, Gazeta Wyborcza, which explains also that NATO has used Poland as a training center for Ukrainian forces, but also as a transit center to deliver weapons.
The attack, of course, dominating other papers as well.
Well, look at the front page of the Times of London today. War reaches NATO border, it says on its front page in bold print. The Financial Times explains that the Ukrainian military base was used by the U.S. just a few weeks before the Russian invasion. Americans were training Ukrainian soldiers to use anti-tank weapons supplied by the West, which actually had some successes in blunting Russia's advances. The missile attack is a, quote, middle finger to the U.S. That's how one Polish political analyst quoted by the paper put it. And that analyst added, I hope the Biden administration finally gets a message. Stop telling Putin what you won't do and start telling him what you will do. And that sort of vein of frustration is also shared by the Wall Street Journal today. They warn that Russia's brutality that the West is tolerating in Ukraine is rewriting the rules of what countries can get away with in the 21st century. They say, that Putin can keep doing what he likes as long as he stays within the confines of Ukraine. But NATO and the U.S. had better be prepared to fight a war, whether they like it or not, the journal says.
What kind of reactions has there been from the Russian press?
Well, the Russian press pointing the finger at the West, not a surprise, Jeannie. This Russian daily here accuses the West of wanting to isolate Russia economically. In fact, they dub it the Cancel Russia campaign. The paper really railing against cancel culture, which has seen global brands leave Russia, but also seen high-profile Russian sports people and cultural personalities banned from events. This global boycott is inevitably pushing Russia closer towards its close ally China, the paper says.
Now, staying with China, the New York Times is reporting that Russia has actually asked China for support in its invasion of Ukraine.
It's quite extraordinary, isn't it? Russia asking China for military equipment and also economic assistance to help counter the battering that the Russian economy has received from worldwide sanctions. The U.S. has warned China against any assistance it provides to Russia. Chinese authorities are really treading a fine line between whether they do support or don't support the war in Ukraine. The Chinese government has, in any case, denied receiving such a request from the Kremlin.
Deepti, in the UK, a British minister has put forward a proposal calling for mansions belonging to Russian oligarchs to be seized for humanitarian purposes.
This is from the housing minister, Jeannie, Michael Gove, and in an interview with the BBC, he said he's exploring the option of seizing homes belonging to Russian oligarchs like Roman Abramovich, who you see just on the screen there. He's the owner of Chelsea's football club, and the minister wants to reappropriate these mansions for humanitarian purposes. In other words, perhaps use them to house Ukrainian refugees. London, of course, has long been a hub of Russian money, so much so that it's even nicknamed Londongrad. British authorities did slap sanctions after much pressure last week on several Russian oligarchs. Michael Gove said that this solution would not be a permanent confiscation, but a temporary solution. Parallel to that, a new government scheme is offering £350 to any Brits who are willing to take in Ukrainians escaping the war. And those two kind of ideas are the focus of this cartoon from Guy Venables today, who sort of ironically wonders if oligarchs would also be eligible for that bonus if their houses are seized under the government scheme, Jeannie.
Got to find humor where you can, right?
Exactly.
All right, we're going to end up with a little bit of sports news, and then what's possibly the shortest retirement in NFL history. Tom Brady says he's going to play again.
Exactly. He's sort of actually unretiring, really. I mean, I don't think I could ever come back after retiring. So it's strange. But apparently the quiet retired life with Giselle just didn't suit him, Jeannie. Not even for a 7-time Super Bowl champion. Now he's announced he's coming back for a new season with Tampa Bay, saying he realized that his place is still on the field. One Twitter user thought maybe it's Biden's rising gas prices that forced force him out of retirement. Who knows? Anyway, thoughts for that collector who paid over $500,000 for the ball thrown for what we all thought was the last ever touchdown pass of Brady's career. Turns out it was just the last ever touchdown pass of the season.
All right, Dipti, thanks so much for that look at the papers today. If you want to get a closer look at the press review, don't forget you can always do that on our website. The address is france24.com.